To fill up the fresh water tank on your retro RV, just unlock the water cap, which is located behind the driver's door. It has a 40-litre tank, so you will have plenty of fresh water for your trip. To drain the grey water tank, there is a tap under the vehicle behind the driver's front wheel. You will need to connect the drain hose provided and then turn the tap on to empty the grey water tank. When looking at the dashboard, you will see that there are a few lights and gauges. The first light is the engine light. If the engine light does turn on, it will shine orange and a buzzer will sound at the same time. If you hear this buzzer or see the engine light come on, you must pull over immediately, as this is letting you know that the engine coolant level is low. After pulling over, you should call roadside assistance or the franchisee you hired the van from. Next is the engine temperature gauge. The normal operating temperature is between 180 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 90 to 95 degrees Celsius, depending on which gauge your retro RV has. If the gauge reads higher than 205 degrees Fahrenheit or higher than 100 degrees Celsius, you must pull over immediately and turn off the engine. After pulling over, you should call roadside assistance or the franchisee you hired the van from. Next is the battery light. The light will shine red when you first turn the ignition on, and then it should turn off when the engine is running. Likewise with the oil light. The oil light will also shine red when the ignition is on and then turn off when the engine is running. If either of these two lights come on when the engine is running, it's letting you know there's a fault. If the battery light comes on, it's indicating that the alternator is not charging the battery. And if the oil light comes on, you must pull over immediately, as it's indicating low oil pressure to the engine. After pulling over, you should call roadside assistance or the franchisee you hired the van from. Towards the bottom of the dash, we have the hazard lights, windscreen wipers, washers, demister and horn. When the handle on the personal entry door is out, it means that the door is unlocked. Pull this handle to open the door. Please note, it is important not to push this handle as this can damage the lock. To separate the main door from the screen door, simply turn the inside handle in an upwards direction. To lock the door, insert the key and turn it in a clockwise direction. The handle will become flush with the door, showing that the door is now locked. When you remove the awning from the storage bag, you will notice that one end of the awning has sail rope. This sail rope is threaded into the sail track on the side of the RV. Pull the awning along until it is centered on the track. To fasten the awning, you'll find a hammer, pegs, ropes and 2 poles in the rear storage drawer. Insert the tent poles through the eyelets of the awning, hooking the rope over the top of the pole, and adjust the length of the pole to the desired height. Using a hammer, insert the tent peg through the end of the tent rope and secure to the ground. Finally, adjust the tension of the rope using the wooden runner. Remove the privacy screen from the storage bag and place the corner of the screen over the driver's side door. Once aligned, close the door. Pull the screen through both mirrors and adjust over the windscreen before placing the other side over the slightly ajar passenger door. Once in place, close the door and you are done. In the glove box, you will find the vehicle user manual, which contains information on the cooling system, fuse diagrams, fluid specifications and other safety-related information. Next to the personal entry door, there is a fire extinguisher, and above that is a hinge table and smoke detector. Off to the side there are 2 switches. One switch is for the cabin lights on the ceiling and the other switch is for the exterior awning light. In the kitchen, under the sink, there is a switch at the top to turn on the water pump, which gives water pressure to the kitchen tap. On the right-hand side of the kitchen, we have a power point. For this to work, you will need to connect your RV to 240 volts shore power. This is explained a little later in this video. There is also a USB port mounted next to the power point that works at all times. Under the overhead cupboard, you will see that there are lights. The switch for these is on the right-hand side. Under the seat, next to the bed, there is a storage compartment. In this storage compartment, you will see a battery. This battery runs and starts the vehicle. To the right, you will see that there is another compartment. This battery is the auxiliary battery, which runs the fridge, USB ports, and lights. This power point, like the one in the kitchen, only works when connected to 240 volts shore power. For more information on fuses, you will need to refer to the user manual to see the fuse box layouts. Under the kitchen bench is the fridge. You will know that the fridge has power if the internal light is on when you open the door. When the dial is on 0, although the light is still on, the cooling system is off. So when keeping food cool, make sure to have the fridge dial between 1 and 7, 7 being the coldest setting. In the engine compartment, you will see the spare tyre and storage drawer. In the storage drawer, there are a few different items. In this black box, there is a 12-volt jack and a rattle gun. For your safety, we strongly recommend you have tyres changed by roadside assistance because it can become quite dangerous if the wheel nuts are not tightened correctly. At the rear right-hand side of the engine compartment, there is an Anderson plug. To charge the auxiliary battery, simply plug your solar panel into this plug. Next to this Anderson plug, there are two circuit breakers. These are 240-volt circuit breakers for the air conditioner and power points. Below the circuit breakers is the 15-amp power inlet. This allows you to connect to 240 volts shore power to the Retro RV. Thanks for your time, and we hope you enjoy your adventures in your Retro RV.